All right. Let's go ahead and introduce yourselves to our audience. Let's start with Hallie.
All right, what up, what up? I'm Holly Kali from the show Say That, out here in California, in Washington right now.
We'll make sure we link your show down in the bottom when we get done and stuff. We'll get you sorted out.
Cool, yeah.
All right, Young Fit.
I don't think I don't think he can hear or say anything.
Dude, looking like Stevie Wonder, man.
I guess is it Brian? Right? I think it's the other guy.
Brian?
Yeah. So Brian's got no cam going on, but Brian, what's up with you? You want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, my name is Brian, and I was watching this game, and I'm supporting my friend's show. I need somebody to update me on the topic, so I don't.
Well, we hadn't even started on the topic yet, so we're just getting going.
Oh, there was no topic.
Well, there will be topics. We were gonna discuss. Me and Hallie had talked about policing in America was probably gonna be the first one we kind of start off with, and then if we get time, we got a couple more, and we'll go off from there. So, I guess I'll start with my first contention is that policing in America is not racist towards black people.
Who is this speaking?
This is Rory Reddington. I'm the host of Verbo Tempestas. We're live right now. So.
Oh wow! You gotta forgive me. I was caught off guard.
No worries.
Wait, hold on. May I ask your nationality and and where you live, the location you live?
Well, I'm not gonna dox myself and tell you where I live. I've lived all over the country though. I've lived in plenty of areas that were. I get that. No, but I get that. But I've lived in plenty of areas that were predominantly black, where I was the minority. I've lived in areas that were predominantly white. I've lived in many areas. Yeah, I am white. Yeah.
Oh, that was obvious. Like it became obvious to me immediately. So yeah, okay, now we can go forward because I had to understand the mindset that would say something of that nature.
Well, that's statistical fact, though. That's what I'm saying. The statistics would bore out the same result.
Well, I mean. I would just have to respectfully tell you that you're misinformed. I don't know where you're getting your statistics from, but it's obviously not. But I mean, then the thing about it is like you wouldn't know who you're speaking to, so you wouldn't know what my credential is to be able to defeat what you're talking about. And I don't want to overpower I'm just going to be quiet right now, but you know.
Well, come with specifics as to how you can disprove my contention.
Well, here it is. I'm going to use the dumb man's argument. First of all, you made a claim without any facts.
That's my contention. No, that's my contention, right? So if you can prove it wrong, or if you have statistics to the other way, then you can answer to that, and then I will refute those facts.
Right. The validity of my argument isn't based on if you get it or not. I just want you to understand that from the gate. So, like, if I'm a calculus teacher and I'm trying to teach you calculus and you can't get it, that doesn't mean that calculus doesn't exist and doesn't work. So in other words, you already have a false premise. So from the gate, nothing I say will make sense. So
I'll tell you, you're not really making any sense right now.
At this point, you haven't said
either
anything.
refute the contention with facts or shit.
No. Support your argument. No. Start your supporting argument off with a fact because you're making.
Okay, I will. If you want me to go ahead and get into the statistics,
then you can negate.
The statistics are that black people in America. So obviously, we're going to keep this to America. We can go out worldwide if you'd like, but we'll for now we'll keep it just to America, to the United States of America. That is.
He sounds so uninformed.
Black people are 13% of the U.S. population. They commit 45% of all violent crimes. They commit 56% of homicides. So you would statistically know that. You would see that they're going to be overrepresented in any interactions with police because they are more criminal, right?
Yeah, you know what? It's just probably better for I don't know where you got this bigot from, Hallie, but I wasn't expecting.
This is our show.
Yeah, you're on my show, and these are the specifics. These are directly from. These are directly from the U.S.
I thought I was supporting my friend's show. I'm sorry, I don't want to support
the Justice Department. These are directly from victim statistics analysis. So,
right, and so from the gate, you're stuck on a false premise. There's nothing I can say here.
Except these statistics are from our own government, and they they support Rory's initial.
I'm talking about real life. I'm talking about real life. It's common sense. It's like, see, like you live in a different world. It's like a good or bad thing can happen to anybody. And I personally, I don't get harassed by police. I'm black and I don't get harassed by police. But that doesn't make me ignorant to the fact that it happens. And I see it happen all the time.
Then it happens. So
I see it happening all the time. I live by USC, and they police the black people different than they do the white people in that area. And then they gate the communities over there, and they blame most of the criminal activity on black people when they overlook the people that are on their campus. Like, it's like obvious. You know, they go to, let me tell you what police do. Well,
let me tell you a fact.
They go to areas where
people are overrepresented when it comes to crime. They commit more crime. So, of course, police attention is going to be on black people, right?
This isn't really a black or white thing, to be honest, because I can say it's just a poverty thing, because to be honest, white trash gets treated just like black people. So at the end of the day, if you're in an area where the police know that you can't afford an attorney, they know they can fuck you with your rights. But if you're in an area where
that's not true, because the poorest white neighborhood in America has less crime than the wealthiest black neighborhood in America.
That's facts.
Yeah, but see, you're overlooking profiling.
Destroy what I just said. Destroy my fact, sir.
Oh, yeah, okay. So let me ask you this fact. So you're saying that profiling doesn't exist, correct?
No, it absolutely does.
Yeah, of course.
Oh, well, if you're informed on that, then you don't think that people, whether they're black or white, let's not make it black or white. I'm going to try to say straight shot with you, because you don't seem to be trying to attack me, even though I see an aggressive man. It's like this. You don't believe that a black cop, right, can basically see a white guy and feel like, let me fuck with this white guy just to fuck with this white guy because I got the power. Do you think that's possible?
Of course, sure. It's possible, but these are not statistically borne out in the facts.
Yeah, but I'm getting ready to show you facts in a second. I'm building my argument just the same way you built yours. You started off with a false premise and you supported it with some stats that don't break it down to demographic, and it doesn't talk about profiling. So you can't.
But here's the thing: his stats. Mm-hmm. His stats do support the argument behind profiling.
Exactly. It's not a false premise. It is backed up by statistical fact, year after year after year.
I mean, if you don't want to be treated like criminals, get your people to stop committing crime.
Well, what about your people, man? Get your people to stop killing people at churches and mass shootings and off the top. Get these serial killers, because
if you look at the numbers, that's literally a drop in the bucket compared to the number of people being killed by black people. So it's nothing.
Name 10 white serial killers. Can you name 10 black serial killers?
That's irrelevant to policing in America. The topic.
Is he serious?
Yeah, exactly. The topic at hand is policing in America and whether police are racist towards black people. You have to prove that case.
Because a black person will get arrested for going to Starbucks and asking to go to the restroom, and a white person...
No, they weren't arrested.
Okay, so I got Henry Louis Wallace, Eugene Watts, Chester Turner, Derek Todd Lee. Do I need to keep going?
Yeah, these are all black serial killers, by the way.
Yeah, now, so name the white ones, and I bet you can go forever.
Ed Gein,
Obviously, we're playing Jeopardy now. So obviously, when you're 13% of the population, there's going to be a lower proportion of you in any statistical numbers. Obviously, right? You would think that, but now you go back to
what you're neglecting, though. What you're neglecting is the ratio. Like when it comes to people that are arrested, if you look at the American population as a whole, there is no reason why there should be more blacks in prison. When supposedly whites are the majority, like this is an awful.
You guys commit most of the violent crime,
exactly.
And you commit most of the murders. That's why you see more black people in prison than white people.
That's just not true, because I see these politicians committing more crimes that blacks can't even commit. Like,
what does that have to do with anything?
Those are not violent crimes. Like, you need to stay on point on the fact. We're talking about.
If a certain group of people are being overlooked because of their status and they're not bothered and their families are covered because it's like, hey,
politicians are less than 1% of the population, so it's a moot point. Please move on.
They control the majority.
No, they don't.
No, they don't.
The politics controls the majority of this population, not the people. The people don't control this shit. This is controlled by our government.
I understand it, but that's less than 1% of the population, so statistically it's a moot point. So it has nothing to do with crime statistics in America.
The Jews were 4% of the population in Germany, but yet Hitler had to take them out because they ran 90% of the wealth. You know, it doesn't.
You spoke to the JQ.
He just JQ'd. Oh snap!
It's the resources.
Okay, but how is that relevant to? So you're telling me that the politicians that are less than 1%, less than 1% of 1% of the population are somehow statistically unrepresented, and that somehow has something to do with black crime statistics and why you are over-policed and why you're overrepresented in police and arrests.
By nature, you're unaware of white genetic survival. So you're unaware that your genetics have to survive different than someone else. So you overlook the criminality in your people. You look at things in a whole different perspective. So you can watch TV and you can see the same things I'm seeing, and you can justify them and say, well, obviously that guy, he shouldn't have been selling CDs in front of the store. That's why he got shot. That's how you're thinking. I'm thinking, why would they do that to somebody when all they have to do is just arrest him, since there's two of them, and if you're going to beat him, but why kill him? You know, so like if you come from a breed of people that can justify the shit that I can't justify. So you're genetically different than I am. So your consciousness is different. So everything I say is going to be false to you.
So you've literally just proved the point is we're genetically different. So then you're genetically predispositioned to commit crime. Thank you.
Like you're
what's really funny about that though is every time one of y'all gets killed by one of us, we literally split ourselves in two along those same lines you just described. Why would somebody do that to somebody? And why was that dude doing this in the first place? We literally divide ourselves into two camps along that line. So say again how white people are evil.
I didn't say white people are evil. I didn't say that.
Or say again how we're all, consciously saying these things and asking the wrong questions according to you.
No, the thing about it is, like I stated from the gate,
the thing about it is I'm describing you to I'm describing to you the reality of the situation. All right, we split ourselves into two camps every time one of y'all's kids gets killed by one of our cops.
See, like right there, like that tone right there that you're using. Like, I really wish we were all in the same. If we were in the same room, I would love to have this discussion because I believe that you would change your whole tone.
Negative.
No. I'm not gonna talk to you with disrespect like one of your kids. Like, it doesn't matter whose fucking kids it is. If a white kid gets shot, that's fucked up the same. So if you don't believe that,
of course,
of
course,
it is really bad.
Anytime anybody gets shot, anytime anybody gets killed, anytime anybody gets taken out by the cops unjustifiably, no one is saying that people don't get taken out by the cops unjustifiably. White, black, Asian, Hispanic, whatever, right? That happens. It does happen. There's shitty cops. There's cops that react to situations incorrectly. No one is arguing that. It happens, right? What I'm arguing is that it doesn't happen disproportionately to black people.
You know what? It's funny because I can honestly say, like once I learn your full perspectives, then I can get a better. I can honestly say I slightly agree, but for different reasons.
Okay.
And when it's the consciousness of mankind. Like, the nature of man is just like we're naturally prejudiced.
Well, there's inherent biases.
There's
obviously
always in-group preference.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm like a different. I have white friends. You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying it like to prove anything. So I don't have a bias against them. I have a bias against the consciousness of the society as a whole. Individual white people, they don't really. That's not an issue. It's consciousness of the system. So the problem that I have problems with is like they overlook. Like, to me, the police are protected. It's like if me and you were walking down the street and we get into an argument, if I shoot you, right? Mm-hmm. Of course I should go to jail, right?
Yeah.
Like, the way you treat me is different than the way that you would get treated if you shot me. You might get manslaughter for saying like, oh, well, I tried to talk him out of it and he kept going, so I defended myself. And I'm going to get, like, attempted murder. You know what I'm saying? And so that's the difference. And because you have sentencing that's like that, you got people that are in jail longer than they need to be, while other people for the same crimes are being let out. Like they know that when it comes to, like, drugs, they know the drugs that affect what demographics. So they base the laws on the drugs that affect their people the least. That's why soft white cocaine is seen as different than cooked crack or whatever. It's because they know that that's something that demographic, that's a racist law. So if you have laws like that in place, it doesn't matter if you're racist. The law was.
So black people are the only ones smoking crack?
No.
Plenty of white crackheads.
No. I'm not talking about smoking crack.
You're gonna have to thank the first quote unquote black president for that one. By the way, that was a good old Billy Clinton.
Threw me off with that one. What do you mean? He just threw me off. What did he say? Billy Clinton? What?
Yeah, you didn't hear about that? They used to say that Bill Clinton was the first black president.
Yeah.
That's funny. That's funny.
They did. Oh yeah, that was a big thing. I always found that hilarious. Like,
and he does have a black son.
He does.
Think about Bill Clinton. You know why black people like Bill Clinton? Because he just had a different. I don't know how to describe it. Like, I still like Bill Clinton. I just like this get down. Like
he had a swagger about him. Yeah. He
did. Like Obama. I'm not gonna lie. The only reason I don't like Obama is because he's so perfect. He's just a little. And I liked.
It comes off as phony, right?
Yeah, I saw him as disingenuous.
Yeah, I always saw that too. Like, it always seemed like he was trying to be this perfect image of whatever, and it was real phony rather than kind of being himself. Whereas Bill just was himself all the time. You could tell Bill wasn't being himself all the time.
I'm sorry. I don't mean to be blunt. Are you guys racist by any chance? I'm casual. Yeah.
I don't consider myself racist. I don't think that
I don't either.
I don't necessarily look at any given black person and say, oh well, yada yada yada. Right? I'm generally looking at the statistics and saying, hey, these are facts. What are we going to do about it? How do we solve these problems, right? I would love nothing more than for black people to do better in society, for them to come up and to all be fucking great and everybody to be equal. And you know what I mean? Like, at the end of the day, that would be amazing, right? But how do we get to the root cause of these issues? We can't avoid that these things are real and that they happen and solve them at the same time, right? So the first thing we have to do is figure out why they happen and solve them.
Well, see, the media plays a little part in this, because I'm gonna give you an example of how it's easy to be deceived. It's easy to be deceived white or black. If, like, let's say right now 20 white people got arrested today, and 2 blacks got arrested in the same area. So if the news only shows those 2 black people, everybody white and black is thinking, oh, blacks are just committing crimes. This is impossible because everybody's committing crimes.
Well, of course.
Like, it doesn't make, like, I don't see.
But that doesn't bore out in the statistics. I do get that there's a huge media bias, and that media, plays a huge part in pushing the social narrative of what people, are upset about this week and what's going on, right? But at the end of the day, if we go to not only, and so you can say, hey, well, the FBI statistics are skewed, whatever it may be. Well, there's biannually, they do a victim reporting survey to victims of violent crime. And they ask the victim specific questions. And one of those questions is, what was the race of the offender, that, the attacker or whatever the offense may be? And in New York and many other cities where this is done more regularly, annually, they found that given victim reports versus number of arrests, they show that blacks are actually underrepresented in arrest versus victim reports. So if the police were actually, arresting perpetrators at, the proper rate, say 100%, which obviously is impossible. You can't catch everybody. But if they were actually arresting people at the given rate, you would actually see higher arrests of black individuals in particular cities. Obviously, it's going to change statistically when you go from place to place.
Yeah, look, at any time you have a concentration of criminal violence in minority communities, you're going to have a disproportionate number of police interactions.
That's what I'm saying. I think that's the cause of...
No. I actually agree with that. I'm going to tell you something. This conversation we're having, I hope this is being recorded, because this is a very good... Yeah. No, you know why? This is beautiful, because, I try to always dispel my own ignorances at the same time while trying to dispel other people's. So I'm starting off, when I'm hearing you guys' voices and I'm listening to you and the stuff you're saying, off the top, it sounded pretty like, pretty
racist.
Off the wall. Yeah, it sounded pretty. But then as I'm listening to you, you guys are thinking pretty much the same way I am, but I think we have different reasoning. So it's like, I understand what you're saying, but like, right. Somebody just joined the show right now. I want the guy who's the host. Can you reintroduce the topic for the person that just entered? Because I'm dying to hear his input, because I don't want to like push any type of ignorance on the show.
Well, yeah, sure. The topic at hand was just that the topic at hand is policing in America. And my contention that I opened up with is that policing in America is not biased towards black people. I'm pretty sure that's the way I said it originally.
Biased towards or against?
Well, against, towards, yeah. We'll say however you want to say that. So it doesn't disproportionately affect black people beyond the black community's criminality is the end result.
You know what? It's almost hard for me to answer that now because I see what you're trying to say. All I have to say is, despite and if like number one, when you take statistics, it's like where are you getting your statistics? Like it's like
I've named multiple sources from where I get them from, but obviously
I'm saying that rhetorically. I'm not talking to you.
Yeah, okay.
I'm saying that we have to be conscious of how statistics are being given to us because if I take statistics in a certain part of America, that's not going to represent the totality of America, and I don't
these are national statistics, so.
Yeah, but then like you can't even with your intelligent brain, whether you're racist or not, you have to know that bias in sentencing and profiling has to affect.
But I was just telling you that victim reporting tells you that they're underrepresented based on the number of arrests.
What do you mean by that?
So they do a survey called the victim. I can't remember off the top of my head what it's going to say. It's a victim survey that they do biannually to victims of violent crime, where they send them. They do a survey of. They ask them specific questions about the offense and things that went on, and one of the questions in there is what is the race of the assailant that committed the offense, right? And this isn't specifically to convictions. This is reported incidences that happen, and what you see is that black people are disproportionately committing the crime, even within those statistics, and they're underrepresented in the number of arrests. So even if you say give any given location where, say, black people were X number of percentage arrested for said crimes, that's actually an underrepresentation of the number of black people committing those crimes. It should have been higher. But obviously they can't catch everybody, yada, 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 right? And then obviously there's a whole thing within black communities that where, you don't talk to the police, yada, yada. So
that's why. But the funny thing is, I feel like white criminality is overlooked a little bit different than black criminality, and I feel like that's obvious to somebody who's able to pay attention. For example, I even have biases towards people like black and white. If you're walking down the street, you see somebody in a hoodie and something like. You might not feel scared, but you might have more cautious to like.
Yeah, you should be cautious. Oh, of course, yeah.
So the thing about it is, just an incident like. Let me think of a good incident. Like when you see the news, how can you overlook it wouldn't matter if there were black officers that did it to a black person or white officers to the ignorance behind it is disproportionate. Their training is fucked up. You know what I'm saying? And sad to say, it seems like these people in these minority areas are affected greater. You don't see like an accidental shooting in Beverly Hills, like, and today a man was gunned down in this mansion.
Yeah, because they have private security. They don't even really have many police on site because they have their own security at these massive mansions, right? So that's. But there's more policing. There's more policing within poverty-stricken communities, whether they be white, black, Latino, whatever it may be, because they're disproportionately going to commit crime. Obviously, that goes without saying, right? So obviously, poverty plays a big factor. Yeah, poverty plays a factor. But even if you,
that's what I'm saying. Well, it does because, and here's why: because black or white, if I have the money. I have the more money to get away with it. Like if I have the money to
you're less likely. Well, you're less likely to commit crime if you're not in poverty.
Well, that's not. Now that right there, that's something that nobody can prove.
No. Every single study, every single study shows that to be true. You are less likely. Obviously, there's more criminality within areas of poverty because
there's no study that can prove that.
Of course they can.
No, you can't, because that's like trying to get everybody. Like, you can't go to people one by one and say, you're in this income bracket. Do you commit crime? Nobody's going to be honest about that. Like, what are you talking about?
But what we're talking about, we're not talking about even convictions, right? So you're talking about they're less likely to be convicted. I'm saying people charged with crimes, even, right? Even if you go back to that far to where it's even people under suspicion of crimes. People in poverty-stricken areas are more likely to fill those brackets than people that have wealth because you have less need. I agree. Obviously, right? Need is going to force people to do things, right?
But for the same reasons, but not for the same reasons. Yeah, you're going to have more of a high crime rate. Well, number one, people don't police areas the same. You know. So
you're telling me people in Beverly Hills are out on the corner slinging rocks? Come on, dude. Get your mind right. Get your mind right, right? They're breaking into the neighbor's house and freaking and stealing his shit. Come on.
No, people in Beverly Hills do meth. They don't have to stand on the corner. They don't have to stand on the corner.
Exactly.
Okay. That's the point, though. It's like I know what he's trying to say. He's trying to say that minority crimes are put under a microscope.
What he's saying is that everything that went area. Minority communities have more practice.
If I ask you, why do people steal? Why do
hold on.
All right, y'all stop real quick.
Hold on. I'm not sure who this KN person is, but your mic's cutting in and out, bro. You got a lot of background noise, stuff like that. Like it's hard to understand you. So I would love for you to input to the conversation, but it's real hard to keep track of what you're saying.
What he said was that he said that crime is microscope. He's like, if you're
I didn't catch any of that.
If you're white or you're rich, and you're selling dope.
Alright, or you might have to kick.
He's just as bad.
Sound like y'all both breaking up.
Yeah, that's bad. So, Hallie, we brought you on here. You're supposed to be the forefront. I got you up on cam. What you need? You ain't said a word the whole time. Come on.
Man, I just been enjoying it. I've been going in. Like y'all know each other.
Hallie, why you bring me into the lion's den like this?
Well, see, that's how we do. That's good, man. It's good to have. It's great to have uncomfortable conversations and shit. I love it, man. That's what this is about. Like, at the end of the day, I think that everybody's gonna learn something on both sides, and that's what it's all about, right? Conversation, rather than saying that nobody can learn anything from anybody. I think at the end of the day, everybody's gonna learn something from everybody, and it's a positive, right?
What did you?
Yeah, I definitely feel what they were saying. His mic was kind of cutting out, but I know what he was trying to say was pretty much we're placed under a microscope. Like our everything we do is blown up to be the main headline, to be the main thing everything talked about. Oh, we're the highest criminal, we're this and that. When you know what I mean? There's other cultures and other races that's doing the same thing, but they don't make the front lines and stuff like that. They don't hit the headlines and
I get that. So I personally don't agree with. I personally don't agree.
Man commits crime, sells papers.
Like I don't agree with. Drug laws at all. So right. So we can just let's just scrap that for now. We both are probably on the same page that drug laws are fucked up, right? And they fuck people up. So let's not even worry about drug crimes. Let's talk about what I'm talking about is violent crimes.
Can we talk about crimes against humanity, please?
Sure. What crimes against humanity? What crimes against humanity?
Who's that? Who was that laughed?
Who's currently selling people into slavery and
who laughed? I want to know who that was that laughed when I said that. Why did you laugh?
Because I'm looking forward to this discussion. Let's do it.
Go ahead. Yeah. What do you got?
Okay, no. Because I was like, I thought that was for you. Anyway, what I'm saying is like, here's my contention, and I want you to refute this. It's a side point. I believe blacks are the most empathetic people on the planet. Can you disprove that?
Most empathetic? Yeah, I can disprove that. I would show that the same statistics of violent crime, showing that you freaking rape, steal, murder, rape. More would show that you are completely less empathetic than the other groups that don't commit those crimes.
Hey, Kyle believes that. That's the sad part. Like, hey, listen, I know I'm not going to convince you of this right now, but I promise
Ask him if he's white. Ask him is he white.
I already said I
We're
was.
white.
Yeah, of
We're
course
both
we're white. Yeah.
Then that's my
We're
point.
white.
Then that's my
Yeah.
point. That's my point. I don't argue with white people over racism because I don't argue with white people over racism. I let them talk and then I educate later because it's obvious. You don't need statistics. I don't need a statistic to let you know people are being treated wrong. I don't have to do studies on that. Let me know you're insane and use science to back up your insanity. I don't argue with white person
So
that calls
what
themselves
do you use to back up? You use anecdotal evidence, right? So what I'm trying to tell you is that doesn't function here.
But when a person's being treated, you don't need statistics for that. That is science used as for an insanity.
All groups have people who are treated incorrectly. Who made the racist statement just now that one race was more empathetic than the other? So that to me, that's a racist statement. So
that's not. No. It's the same as the statement you made. You said that blacks commit more. You said that
that's statistically factual.
Okay, and
I didn't say it. Now hold on. I'm not saying it. Hold on. Clear comms. Calm down, guys. Calm down. We're just getting started here. Let's everybody take a deep breath now. Relax. I'm not saying it's because of your racial makeup. I never said that. I said it's a fact. It happens, right? Now, what are the causes? We can get to that. Is it cultural? Is it freaking social economical? Whatever. I never said it was because you're black.
Inducement.
Right.
A black person don't introduce statistics as your points.
Because
if you don't
statistics
deal with that
are
on a
facts.
basis, I don't care what a statistic of fact. No, if you don't deal with a people in their culture, I don't even think as an American, as a white person, you even know what culture is. You don't have any.
Exactly. So, all right. So we found the racist in the group. We found the racist in the group.
That's use the word racist if that makes you feel comfortable.
But
Tell
me how to season my chicken, man. Tell me how to season my chicken.
I'm gonna say that. No, see, that's
literally
racist.
talking on a device created by white people, talking on a system created by white people, living in a country created by white people, driving around in a car created by white people, and white people got no culture.
White. You told me you was racist when you call yourself white. White is a race. That means you identify by race. That is racist.
No.
Other people identify where they're from.
No.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not.
It's not racist to acknowledge and identify.
You identified me as white. I
in a country
agree
where
with
You were the first one. You were the one who said initially coming out the gate, ask them if they white.
Exactly.
Yes.
Because you a racist.
Because you're a racist.
That's my point.
By white as opposed to your nationality, then you're a racist by definition.
No.
Right. You go by race. You didn't tell me that you would have corrected me and said, hey, no, I'm German. You would correct me and said, no. You would say that you're white.
Yeah, because in America, where all these ethnic white people came, our nationality is American.
We can't even make out what you guys are saying. Y'all gotta calm it down.
He's got to stop talking. You need to stop talking and listen. Okay?
You need to start talking.
This is my fucking show, dude. This is my fucking show. You stop talking and listen.
Raise your IQ.
What's my IQ or yours?
So I said, raise that motherfucker.
Raise my IQ.
Wow.
Funny, because on average, yours is about one standard deviation below that of whites.
I teach mathematics. You got me fucked up.
Why can't you guys talk one at a time, man? Slow it down, relax, see if someone else is talking, and then interject. Calm yourself.
Calm down.
Yeah, we can't hear y'all when y'all both talking.
Yeah, because everybody's just talking over each other. It don't make no sense, guys. If y'all want to make a point, calm down. We ain't here to have no screaming match. Just calm down. Because I'd hate to have to kick you guys, because I'd love to hear what you got to say. But if you can't, chill out, I'm going to have to kick you out of the conversation. All right? Chill out.
And I thought I was on your show.
That's what I thought.
So y'all just scream and yell on this show where you can't hear nobody?
That's what happened. I was on my homeboy show, and I'm like, a whole nother environment. So I'm going to act myself regardless, because I didn't ask to come on the racist show.
Hey, it is what it is. I asked Hallie to come on. He said he wanted you guys to come on and back him up. So here we are. So let's make the best of it, yeah? So I think that the sitting here trying to call people out as racist and all that shit, it ain't gonna get nowhere. It don't solve anything, right? We're all in this fucking country together. We're all in this country together.
Stop?
And so why don't we work on solving the issues at hand rather than just sit here and shit like that? You don't think I'm trying to do that?
Nah, because can I tell you something? Like, and this is why empathy matters, because it's like, let me use an abused.
Did we lose him there? He just kind of cut off. You still there? I don't know.
Ryan? All right, where's the other dude that likes to yell?
I don't even know what his name is. I just got a KN symbol here. I don't even know. What do we call
Yeah,
it now?
you could just use KN for now.
All right. Go ahead. What you got?
Oh, there's nothing what I got. I just don't like the condescending au fait tone that you have. And Helly, I get it.
Yeah.
But you know, like when you talk to what we call that Yankee mightiness. Like when you talk to certain people, they have a certain level of respect of how they talk to you. Like I'm hoping you speak more than one language.
Yep.
Sí, entiendo español.
Mm-hmm.
No, not Spanish. Espanol doesn't count. I mean, I know what you're saying, but lo que sea, puta. But anyway,
that was Italian, dude. So
I know. That's why. That's my point. That's my point. So anyway, there's no solving no race issue in America in that sense. If you raise a certain way, if you identify by race, there's no way you're going to get rid of racism.
Doesn't everybody identify by race? I mean, it's literally your first uniform.
It's stupid and that's impossible. The people who identify by race are the racists, the people who made the race. You know, you got to go back and study history a little bit more about that. I guess during about the 16th century.
I would say that black people identify as black more than white people identify as white. So.
Yeah, because more often than not, hear somebody who's of Irish descent say, "Oh, I'm Irish."
Talk because you can't set that premise. The reason, how did they get that way? Because no one with skin color would identify as being black, especially people who are brown skinned, that you call them black, or say that they identify as black when they're brown skinned. That makes no sense. So that lets me know the word black is in English. Black's in any other language.
Everything you say is in English. You're speaking English right now.
I'm going to accuse you of cultural appropriation because you're using a language that my people.
That's fine. I want you to because I'm going to come back with that. But anyway, so ask the rest of the people on the line, how did they become to speak English? How come you don't speak Algonquian? If we live in America, how come you don't speak Algonquian? How come you don't speak Nicatalacan?
Because my ancestors killed all of them.
That's because we killed all of them. That's right.
Okay, so if that premise is set already, why you sit here having a discussion talking about how can we make it better to have race? How we can make race better? How can we have a discussion? There is no discussion.
Okay, well then why are you here? Get the fuck out.
Yeah.
What's the point of this conversation, right? So
I just told you that earlier.
This is exactly how you get alt-right. This is exactly how you get fucking white supremacists. You know what I mean? The thing is that if you really want to fucking push the envelope, what you're gonna see is white people chimping out. And I promise you, you don't want white people chimping the fuck out. The Jews found out about that in Germany.
White people, y'all about to eat y'all alive in 30 years.
Shit.
In fact, no. This is what alive. Bad. White people right now have the worst economy. Everybody in India and the places that I've traveled everywhere we go, China is killing you. What are you talking about?
Because you look at America as the only economy in the world. Yeah, sure. Go ahead.
Come to suck you dry. It used to be 20 years ago up until that time. We used to come here and be like, okay, let's go to America. People, we generationals, we come here. But now this is a hub and English is used. It used to be where English used to be used against us. But now that we could use English to talk to someone who speaks from China or Vietnam. We could just all speak in English now. We could use it against you. We program
because we programmed you to use our language because it is the most efficient language to use
it's the language
in the white world.
That's what you mathematics is the language. Mathematics is the language of business. I'll have you know, and that was not invented by a white person. Moving along.
What? Mathematics wasn't invented by a white person?
Of course it wasn't. The people who invented the pyramids, the people who invented the pyramids invented mathematics.
Those people weren't black.
Except before that, you had mathematics being taught in Greece.
No, Greece doesn't come before Egypt. No.
Okay. Shut up. This is my show. Let me get my point in.
They don't even know mathematics. They don't know about zero and infinity. Roman numerals are garbage. The Greeks, their math was backwards. They had no decimals.
Did you just say Roman numerals? The Greeks didn't use Roman numerals.
I wasn't talking.
The Romans, dude.
Romans, Greeks, all of them don't have 0 or infinity. They don't have 0 infinity in their number system. They don't have any of that considered. That goes back to fucking geometry. Goes back to Egypt.
And guess what? The Egyptians weren't black.
Yep.
Well, they for sure weren't white.
No, actually, they were Levantine.
Yes.
Black Egyptian.
Yeah, they were Levantine, which are Caucasoids.
Yeah, those are Caucasoids.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, they're Caucasian. Sorry.
That's a damn lie.
No. Watch. No. Watch this.
If you look at King Tut's DNA, he was from the haplogroup R1BA2. That's the haplogroup of the majority of people from Europe.
That's people dropping DNA evidence on you, so you guys can speculate all you want, but that's fact.
These are not people of DNA, and they know about DNA. They probably don't even. Oh yeah, okay. You studied about the CRISPR. I guess that's insane. Everybody who's been to Africa knows better than that. People who've been to Africa, especially Egypt, since the 17th century, since the French, know better than that. Like, what are you talking about?
I want you to look up Rami Malek.
No,
Rami Malek. He's got blue eyes. Guess where he's from? Egypt.
No. Blue eyes are not for white people.
Yeah,
blue
those
eyes.
are neat. Yes.
Blue eyes are not for white people. That's a recessive.
Yes, they are.
That's a black.
Yeah, no, they are. You know why only white people have blue eyes?
Because you're
because we interbred with Neanderthals.
Yep.
Because you are the Neanderthal. What are you talking about?
No.
Yeah, I'm 4% Neanderthal. That's fucking awesome.
DNA. Yep.
Right. Check this out. Check this out. And
that's
that's
why we have standard deviation of higher IQ.
If that's true, you wouldn't be so few, genetically and otherwise. So that makes no sense.
Larger brain masses. Are you kidding me?
And superior at the same time.
It's like
I want you to do an experiment real quick.
Smaller. What are you talking about?
Actually, they had a larger cranium, so I don't know what you're talking about.
Hey, let's take a math test right now. Hey, you want to play games? Let's go live and let's do some calculus. Let's see how smart you are.
Live. This is live. Viewers are watching you like get frustrated and butthurt because you can't, argue with facts.
White boy, prove to me that you're smarter. Prove. Show me.
We're talking about statistics, bro. Like you seem to not be able to differentiate the difference between individuals and statistics over populations.
They're using Yankee against you. They're using that's what I said earlier. When people like that use statistics and they don't experience actual people and culture all over the world, this is how they get you, because they get you to play their game. You know what I'm saying?
That's reality.
Right, because reality is just a game.
No. That's Yankeeism. That's Yankeeism. Like you said earlier, you made a false premise about that everybody on the planet uses race as a identifier. That's not true, because what people name the word race in another language besides the Yankeeism or in some Latin. Right. Okay. Gracias, pendejo. Okay, about that. But that's Latin. That's Latin. That's still Latin. That's still English. That's still Anglo. So what I'm saying is,
no, it's not. It's Latin. English is Germanic. So fuck off with that shit.
English is a bastard language made of besides Germanic, bro. Get out of here. Okay, Guten Tag and all.
This is my show.
So stay here, then. But you still work. So the point is you can't do it because nobody identifies by race. That's a new construct. There's no people on the planet that identify by race unless they've been influenced by you.
What? The Khoisan literally call themselves the Khoi, which means man of my men. They identify as their own unique tribe, and they know that they're different from the Bantu and the Zulu.
Right. They call it Kosa. They're not the Hosa. Like, say it right, bro. Like, get out of it, man. Just like I said, you can't be part of Yankeeism and you understand culture. It's impossible. You can't talk to a Yankee about that. They go by what's in their and what's in the system. That's
different. You're right. We go by facts and science.
Reality.
Yeah, dude.
You go by false premises and you use science for your insanities.
No, I use science to prove my point.
I love how people are like anti-science while they're sitting on devices
we're not anti-science.
Created by science. They literally live in a world that is so comfortable. Hold on.
Get that out of
Hold on. Well, you're saying that science can't be used to show.
No, nobody's saying that.
That's exactly what you said. That's Yankeeism. Science
Oh,
is
it's not.
Yankeeism. That's white man science. Oh shit.
Your Yankeeism. No, what Yankeeism mean. So ask me what Yankeeism mean.
Not science.
Ask me what Yankeeism mean. Yankee. I did not say anything about science. I'm a scientist myself.
Did he not? Can I get Hallie? Did he not say
How you get the truth out?
Yankeeism? Hold on, I'm speaking here. Calm down, man. Yankeeism is them using statistics and science. Did he not say that?
Oh,
Hallie, look, I'm calling on your boy, Hallie. Did he not say that? That Yankeeism is them using statistics and science. Did he not
Hallie,
say that?
Please answer.
We
that's
can
not
roll
what
back
he
the
said.
tape. I got this shit recorded. We
To
can roll the
further
tape
our
back.
insanity.
That's why you can't argue with Yankees and people or whatever like the Yankees. He didn't say.
He did.
You
I can
can't
roll back
argue.
the tape. He said it's to use science to prove our insanities. That's what he said.
I said you're
Verbatim.
doing that.
Verbatim.
Say that.
I said
Yes.
Yeah.
What up, though? I am Rama, Holly, Cautious, Kylie. Welcome back to another edition of Say That. This is the spot to keep it real. This is the spot to speak on how you truly feel. Do you root for the underdog? Are you the underdog? Well, say that. You don't have to be a superstar nor celebrity. We can talk past or longevity. If you got something to say, you can say it here. All we ask is keep it true and make sure your words come from you. Basically, in other words, be ready to back your shit. Now let's take a trip and remember, it's only one thing better than watching the rise, and that's being a part of the rise. So join us, speak your mind, stop any and all contributions to the problem, and be the solution. Hey, say that. Stay fresh, stay blessed, and watch the rise, family.
Jade, amethyst, amber, turquoise, coral, jasper, tiger's eye. All handmade, all one of a kind, made by me, my mom, my dad, and my 2 brothers. And they're all spiritual.
Nice. Very nice work you guys do here.
Thanks.
Very nice work. $287.
6774.
6774. All right, appreciate it.
Yes.
You got a name? brother?
Jassan. My name Jassan still.
All right.
Rastafari.
All right, appreciate
Jamaica.
you, man.
Everything handmade.
Okay.
Everything has energy.
Okay.
You know, we for the people. The people, black people, really. You
That's
know?
right.
Because we are the people that are linked off from the Most High.
Nice.
We are your brothers and your sisters. Link up.
Link up.
Rastafari.
Most deaf.
Yes.